State calls Elizabeth Peral Barnes.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so that the jurors
Okay.
and everybody can hear, all right? And ladies and gentlemen, again, without objection from state or the defense, Mr. Bonk is here because Mr. Bonk is her attorney today, all right? State.
Thank you, Your Honor. I guess first your true name is Elizabeth Peral Barnes, but would you like me just to, what can I call you?
Pearl.
Pearl, okay, that's what you go by?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, how are you related to the defendant in this case?
It's my son.
That's your son?
Mm-hmm.
And is that individual sitting to my left, over wearing a striped shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can see.
And that is your son, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, ma'am, I'm gonna ask you if you could go back to March 31st, 2022. What were you, well, particularly around when school gets out, what were you doing when school gets out around 3:30-ish or 3 o'clock, 3:15, somewhere in there? What were you doing at that point, if you recall?
Picking my grandkids up.
And your grandkids are whose kids were those? Oh.
I got so many of them.
Well, that's okay. Well, I mean, let me ask you this, just to be more direct. Were some of the kiddos belonging to your daughter, Jackie Dixon?
Yes.
Okay. And were you taking, where do you take these children after you pick them up?
Jackie's.
And Jackie's?
And defense, if you would like to move around, you can.
Yes, we're okay for right now.
It's just,
Yeah, we're fine, Judge. Thank you.
I'm gonna show you, Ms. Pearl, state exhibit number 8. And sorry, I had to wear glasses on me. Now, this is sort of a bird's eye view. This has been entered into evidence, and you see some circles on here. And this circle right here, it looks like it says Jackie, is that right?
Yes.
And is that where Jackie lives, in that apartment?
Yes.
And that's off of Hayes Street, is that right?
Yes.
And then the front door leads to Hayes, the back door leads to this parking lot, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And who is, I'm unique to you?
My granddaughter.
Your granddaughter, and she also lives over here, is that right?
Yes.
But in a different location.
Yes.
And is it roughly this area right here where she lives?
It's can't keep. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
I'm
stays
sorry. You know,
right.
that's where Jackie,
And she stays on. Yes.
okay. And then if you look back here, you see a pavilion, a little
Yeah.
awning, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. And does state exhibit number 8, does that accurately show what that location and like look like? I'm sorry, sort of, that's that question. I'll withdraw that question and ask you this. This, what you see on your screen up here,
Uh-huh.
state exhibit number 8, is that an accurate and fair representation of the apartments and who lives at those apartments?
Yes.
Okay. And on that particular day, when you picked up your grandkids and went to drop them off back over here, where did you park?
In the back, I drive around through the back. Where you say that pavilion is?
Okay, so that would be in the back, would be in this area, is that correct?
Yes.
And so you pulled up in your vehicle. And what type of vehicle do you drive?
What can you think of? It's a Mars. I don't know. It's
Is it a Mazda CX-7?
yes.
And it's like an SUV opposed to a car.
Not a truck. Yes.
I apologize for leading, but it might be a little quick. And you parked your vehicle back there, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Pearl, I want to show you what's marked state exhibit number 12. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not shaking into it. Is this is this you in your vehicle?
Mhm.
And is that you entering the parking lot there?
Yes,
And that's earlier in the day, is that right?
Mhm.
When you're dropping off your grandkids?
yeah,
Okay. And then you go into the parking lot and park, is that right?
yeah, letting them all out, yeah.
Okay. State exhibit number 9. I'm gonna show you. It's playing at what. And if you're looking at state exhibit number 9, the video of that pavilion, you see a car approaching. That is in fact your car, is that correct?
Yes,
And in this video, you also see another vehicle close to your vehicle, but parked sort of, I guess, perpendicular to yours. Do you know whose car that is?
yes,
Whose car is that?
it's my son's.
Your son? And now watching the video, you can see individuals, little people, your children getting out of your car, is that right?
Yes,
Okay. And do you exit your vehicle?
and I exit, letting the kids out, yes,
Yeah, but did you get out of your vehicle? Do you recall that?
yes,
And is that you walking across right there?
yeah, and that's me.
Okay. I'm going to show you again, state exhibit number 9, but just a little bit different time. Your car is parked there. Do you know who else was at the scene at that day?
No, I wasn't really paying that much attention. I always get out and speak to my kids before I leave.
Well, your kid was there, or your child, Vernon Dixon, right?
Yes,
And is he the one wearing all white?
I guess.
What about In Unique? Was she there?
I didn't no, I didn't see all of them. I wasn't really paying no attention. I just got out and spoke.
Okay. But at this particular time, you're out there standing closer to that red 4-door 300 Chrysler vehicle.
Talking to everybody.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it just a bit. Now, do you recall anybody getting in a fight or arguments that day?
Well, they always are, so I really didn't pay no attention.
Okay, but again, you're standing right there when all this is going on,
Yes,
and you're watching it, and you can see people going back and forth. Is that right?
but they always bickered, so I just took it as they were just fussing. That's all I did.
Okay. This particular point, pause it at 15:48:43. You see an individual in all white walking around that red car,
Yeah, but I can, nah,
and can you now identify that individual?
I don't know. You know what? I don't even know what he had on that day.
Who
I can't remember.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and show you this video, because on that particular day, you left that area with your son, Vernon Dixon. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. But the person all in white gets in the vehicle, is that right?
Yes,
And do you know Avante Boyce? Or did you know him?
yes,
And was he there that day?
yes.
We're gonna go to state exhibit number 9 at 15:49:57. You're still at the scene, is that right?
Mhm.
Did you
Yes,
see this? Sorry. Pause it. Did you see this individual that was on the ground crawling and then looks like got up and now is in the bushes over here to the right of the video? Do you see that person in the bushes there?
no,
Your Honor, may I step up?
Yes.
I'm gonna use this highlighter at the point. I'm pointing at this individual right here. See him in the bushes there?
uh-huh,
Do you know who that individual is?
him. Devontae.
Avante?
Mhm.
And you know Avante, what happened to him that day, right?
Not really.
Okay. Well, you know that he's not here any longer
I
with
know
us,
that.
but you're still over here, is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. We're gonna continue to play it. Is that you entering your vehicle?
Yes,
And who enters the vehicle with you?
my son.
And was he wearing all white?
Yeah, that's him.
What was the conversation that did you have a conversation with him at that point?
Yeah, they were screaming.
Screaming?
Yeah, and I told him, come, let's go to the house, because I didn't know what had happened to him between my son and Devontae.
You didn't know
No,
about the shooting?
no,
You heard the shooting though.
yeah, but I didn't even try. I got ready to leave. I told him, come on, let's get out, go.
But you were sitting or standing
I
right
was
next to the
standing
car?
right there.
Okay. I'll show you what's marked state exhibit number 17. It's been entered into evidence already, ma'am.
Yes.
But is that your vehicle
that's my
exiting?
vehicle.
And is that Vernon Dixon's arm
Yes.
pointing out? And is your son's true name Vernon King Dixon?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell the jury? You said that I don't know exactly. You said that there was yelling or screaming, but were you yelling and screaming?
Oh,
Or
no,
who was yelling and screaming?
everybody fussing.
Okay, but once you got into your vehicle with your son and drove away from the scene, was there any conversation at that point?
No, he was just crying. No,
I'm sorry, what was it?
no conversation. I just took on because he was upset, and I was trying to. Nobody wanted to tell me, and I didn't what happened, and he was crying, so I took him to the house. We sit out on the porch.
And is that house at 1507
That's
Hay
the
Street,
house.
right
Yes.
down the street from this location? Is that right? Okay. And is it your testimony that you don't know who shot Avante Boyce that day? I'm sorry, that's a no.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, they had gotten into it, but I can't say that. You know, he did it because I'd be lying, but I didn't know. I just heard the shots and I left. I just got back out of the way. And he started crying. I told him, come get in the car and go sit down so we could talk to him. I wanted to talk to him, see what happened.
And did y'all have a talk?
No, he was screaming and hollering.
He went talk to you, or?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll pass it.
Defense.
Good afternoon, Pearl.
Yeah.
My name is Adam LaHood. I'm a defense attorney.
Mhm,
Just have a few questions for you, ma'am.
mhm.
Your testimony, did you witness or see a shooting, personally see it?
No,
So is it fair to say that you do not know who shot Vontae Boyce?
no.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further, ma'am, no further questions. We'll pass the witness.
State.
No further questions.
Right. As far as the rule has been invoked, what that means is you can't discuss your testimony with anyone. The only persons you're allowed to speak to are attorneys for the state or the defense, and of course, your attorney. You understand? All right, thank you so much. You may step down.